Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video was kind of something that happened by accident. I was recently at my local Walmart just picking up a few things, and as usual, I started looking around at things that could possibly be used for one of my homemade MREs. And the first couple of things I found really set the pace for this idea. And suddenly I found myself building a hot and spicy homemade MRE from Walmart. So without any further ado, let me introduce you to the Dad Budget Adventures Homemade MRE Menu WMX Walmart Extreme. So the theme of this video is going to be that all of the items in here are kind of spicy. That does have to leave some room for interpretation because when it comes to drinks and desserts, Walmart is not really known for carrying things that are just really reaching. But when we get to that point, I will explain my thinking. So let's get in here and see what's in here. Woo! Okay. All right, for our entree, I found something really cool. Y'all might have seen me use a similar product in a couple of videos. This is from a company called Beverage, and this is the Mexican tuna salad bowl. This is meant to be kind of a knockoff of the Wild Planet tuna bowls, and I am a huge fan of those things. So I'm hoping that Beverage took the best parts of that concept and put it in their product. So this is gonna have like a little tuna fillet in it, and as you can see, it's got jalapeno peppers in it. So I'm hoping that's gonna have a little bit of heat. For our side to go with that, this is another one of those things that I just stumbled across. I had never seen this before, I had no idea they were making this, but I picked up a pack of the Minute Rice Hot Honey Chicken rice. I love me some hot honey, and these little rice packets are perfect for these kind of things. So since this is the only thing that really needs to be cooked, I'm going to throw it in the trucker's lunchbox so we can get it warming up while we see what else is in here. All right, next up we have our walking around snack. And for that, I picked up a pack of these Mount Olives Munchies, and this is the Buffalo kosher dill chips. So I managed to find pickles with a little bit of spice. Now, one of the things about using these little retort pouches of pickles, these are strictly a pick-me-up and a belly filler. Typically, pickles do not have that many calories. In fact, this pack has none. So this is not a calorie supplement here. But as we've discussed before in the past, especially if you are doing something where you're exerting a lot of energy and maybe you're sweating a lot, pickle juice has a lot of benefits to help you keep from suffering from leg cramps and things like that. So pickles, while they don't have the calories, they absolutely have other benefits that you can use in your MRE. For our dessert, and this is one of those places where I had to kind of stretch my description of spicy. So what's the ultimate spice that goes with sweet things? Cinnamon, right? So what I picked up was the Nature Valley biscuits with almond butter, and this is the cinnamon almond butter flavor. Now these are not super cinnamon or anything like that, but as far as what Walmart could deliver, this is what I had to land on. Now, if you guys would like to see me go to multiple sources and try to build another hot and spicy MRE that might up the scale just a little bit, leave me a comment down below and tell me about it, and I might just do that. Maybe we need to create the ultimate extreme homemade MRE super spicy version. All right, for our beverage. Once again, when you think spicy and beverage, those two don't always go together, but one of my favorite spicy drink options is ginger. And so I picked up a pack of this Stash Lemon Ginger Tea. Now this is one of those things that's designed to kind of help settle your stomach, which is great when we're eating all this hot stuff. So having a little ginger to put on our belly, that's probably not a bad thing. All right, we got one more thing in here, and this is one of my favorite things about what Walmart has been doing over the last couple of years is they have this end cap full of hot sauces for $1. So I picked up a pack of this Tabanero extra hot sauce. I figured if those things aren't spicy enough already, we can kick it up a notch and see just how spicy we can get it. Little bottle of hot sauce, small enough, easy enough to pack away, and it's a plastic bottle, so you don't have to worry about it breaking in your package. All right, so that's everything that is in our homemade, spicy, super extreme MRE from Walmart. So the first thing I need to do is I need to get some hot water to get that tea started so we can start digging in here and seeing just how much spice this meal's gonna bring. And for that, we need the official Dad Budget Adventures bling mug so we can get our beverage ready. All right, let's tear into this and see what we've got. It's very ginger smelling. That smell alone is enough if you've got a little bit of a rumbly in the tumbly, so to speak. Smelling something like that will definitely help settle that down a little bit. All right, so let's get that in there, let it steep a little bit, and then let's get into this food and see what we got. All right, since we don't have to cook it, let's open up our Better Goods Mexican tuna salad bowl. On the label, I can see it's got some, it looks like red beans and corn and tuna and jalapenos and cilantro, so it'll be pretty good. Now, one of the cool things with this package is it comes with a spork built into the top, so we don't even have to bring our own to this game. Just pop that top off. That spork is stuck right there. We just peel that off. Boom, we're ready to eat. It's kind of the ultimate meal ready to eat. All right, so we just pop off the little foil seal on there. Some stuff stuck to the top, so we're going to scrape that down. I don't want to miss any of this. Let's get that off, throw it away. Now this very much looks like the Wild Planet tuna bowl, which is a good thing because I am really a big fan of that. But looking in this, I can tell there's a little bit of a different approach. The tuna is a little more broken up, whereas the Wild Planet seemed to be more of just like a fillet right in the middle. And while this still has a little bit of that structure, it is not quite as generous with the tuna, and it is broken up and spread around a little bit more. But I mean, we're just going to bust it up and mix it in anyway. So, all right, let's see if we can get us a bite with everything in it, as much of everything as we can pull out. Now, I do not see any whole jalapeno slices in here like there are in the picture. That's a little disappointing. They're chopped up kind of fine in there, but I mean, they're there. Well, there's a decent sized piece right there. Try to keep that little piece of jalapeno there. It's got a pretty good coating of oil on it. So you've got the ingredients that are in here, and then you've got an oil that goes over the top of it that kind of binds everything together and allows those flavors to get to know each other. It smells delicious. There's a tuna smell coming off of it. The overall aroma is really nice. Here we go. Let's get a bite. That's not bad. I don't like it quite as much as I do the Wild Planet. But that being said, this is about $1.50 cheaper per dish than Wild Planet. So while the flavor is not quite as good, I definitely wouldn't throw it out either. That is definitely a viable option for more in the future. By the way, I want to show you guys something. So I started putting this together the other day. I've started collecting different additives and stuff to go with these meals in the event that they're not good and I need to improve on it. Or if I'm just trying to pack something that has a little bit of extra in it. I got this little organizer tray off of Amazon, and I started keeping all of my stuff in it. I've got some sriracha, I've got some Louisiana hot sauce, I've got some soy sauce, I've got some little packs of Cajun Sparkle from Popeye's Chicken, and I've got some salsa in here. So I've got a little bit more space in here. I've got some little individual packets of Tony's seasoning that I'm gonna put in here, but I am gonna have room for a little bit more. So if you guys can think of something that I need to put in here, leave me a comment down below and tell me about it, and I'll see about getting some individual packs of it to add to the mix. I was also thinking about getting one of those little prize wheels, you know, the thing at the carnival you spin and it tells you what you won, except on each one of the things it would have a different kind of sauce. And we could play this little game where if I can't figure out what I need to put on, I can just spin the wheel and then that will determine what goes on it. If you guys like that idea, go down in the comments section and share your thoughts. Also, if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit the notification bell so you can be made aware of all upcoming videos. We've got some cool stuff coming up, a couple of cool product reviews coming, and I've got another fully homemade dehydrated ration that's coming your way very soon. Also, for those of y'all that caught this short that I did recently showing my new acquisition of getting a freeze dryer from Costco, that's going to be up and running soon. I'm having to build out a little space in the studio over here where I'm having to move a bunch of stuff out of the way, finish out that space so that I can have the dehydrator, the freeze dryer, and the vacuum sealer all right there together so that when we're shooting content, I'm not having to move a bunch of stuff around. Not to mention, that freeze dryer is super heavy, it's large, and it has to have a permanent home before we start using it. But I promise you, there's gonna be some cool freeze dryer content coming as soon as I get all this up and running. All right, next up, let's try our walking around snack, these Munchies Buffalo Kosher Dill Chips. I really wish that Mount Olive would make something besides kosher dills. Kosher dills are not my favorite, but it seems to be all they do. Of course, they do olives, but I'm not an olive fan. But I'd love to see just some regular old dills, maybe some other stuff like that. I mean, they may make it. It's just all I'm finding in my area is kosher dills. Ooh, those smell good. That smell just punches you right in the nose. Wow. All right, let me get my little baby plastic spork here, poke down in here, spear us one of these kosher dills. Let's see if we can taste the buffalo in the buffalo kosher dill. Going in. I'm not necessarily tasting buffalo, but these things have a little bit of heat to them. But I do have to say, I like the flavor of these. I guess my issue with kosher dills is they kind of have a bland flavor to them usually. Maybe adding that buffalo was exactly what they needed. Yeah, those are pretty good. They're leaving me with a little burn at the back of my throat. It's not an unpleasant burn, but it's definitely there. Those are a winner. I like that. All right, let's give our ginger lemon tea a try. See how that is. Of course, the ginger smell is not quite as strong now, but I can definitely tell that it's there. Let's get that out of there, and let's give that a try. There's no sweetener to this, so all you really have is that taste of the ginger, a little bit of a lemon flavor, but it is very bland because there's nothing sweet to it. I don't mind that, but I do think it would be better with just a little hint of sweetness. And I just happen to have something that will sweeten this and kick up the heat at the same time. And what would go better with this than some Mike's Hot Honey? I think this is exactly what this needs. Let's get some of that in there. You talk about something that'll clear your head. All right, I'm gonna get one of my wooden sporks. I don't really want to put my tuna spork in my tea. Ooh, that really smells good. All right, let's see what we've created with this. Ooh. Oh, that's good. So the spice in that honey is really just piggybacking on that ginger, and it's coating the back of my throat. This would be really good if you were dealing with sinus issues or if you were dealing with a sore throat. That's a great combination. If you like just a little bit of spice in your drinks, go try that. Let's get this hot honey chicken rice out and see what we got with this. Well, that's an interesting smell. This is going to be unique, I can tell already. Get in here. It's got an edge of sweet to it, of course, because of the honey. It's got a little bit of that chicken aroma to it. But let's see what this is bringing to the party. Wow. That's got a great flavor to it. My goodness. Yeah, this stuff's got a lot of potential to it. I like that. But let's get it out in a bowl. Looks like a lot of honey has settled down to the bottom there. All right, let's add our tuna bowl into this. All right, let's see how these two pair up. Get a bite with the tuna bowl, the hot honey chicken rice. Let's get a mouthful of that. Those two play really well together, but let's get them all mixed up. Evenly distribute the heat off of that rice in with the rest of that tuna bowl. I didn't really want to heat up the tuna bowl because I didn't think it really needed it. Putting that rice in there is going to add a little heat to the situation. So let's try that. Yep, those kids play well together. But we do have something else to try. Remember that? Let's see what we got here. That is a tart smell right there. Let's see what it brings to the party. Let's kick this heat up just a little bit. Here we go. Yeah, man, 10 out of 10 recommend that with this mix. Let's just get it in there. The vinegar and the peppers in that just really make this dish pop. It just drives home all those other flavors. Yeah, man, I like that a lot. Now, a lot of times with a meal like this, somebody comes into the comments and says that this isn't really an MRE because we're not eating it out of the package. And that is a fair assessment, but also please keep in mind, we're not soldiers marching into war. We're packing things up for people to take to lunch, for truckers to take on the road with them, for campers to have something ready to go when they get to their campsite and they just don't feel like sitting down and making a meal, or for having something that's already set aside in the event that the power goes out and you're forced to scrounge for things that are easy to put in front of you and your family. So yes, we did have to pour this into a bowl to get that mix that I just created, and the containers therein just aren't really good for that. But if we're looking at this with an open mind, this is absolutely going to work. Need a couple more of these pickles. These things are really good. This is one of those meals I would absolutely go back and do this again. It's a great mix of items, and they all just kind of work together. All right, let's cleanse the palate a little. I can't get over how well that hot honey does with that ginger lemon tea. That is so good. Oh, it's got my nose running. It's flushing out my sinuses. All right, we got one last thing to try. We have our Nature Valley biscuits with almond butter. This is our cinnamon almond butter biscuit. There she is. Ooh, that smells really good. You can definitely pick up on the almond and the cinnamon. All right, let's give that a try. That's a really good flavor. It's got a little salt in it. I think that's in the almond butter. And I like the way that salt just reacts with the sweetness of it. That's good stuff. But you know, I'm sure there's somebody out there that's yelling right now that they want me to try something. Since we've got it here, let's see what happens. I mean, technically it's spice, but it's not spicy. Let's see if we can remedy that. All right, Nature Valley, if you've never thought of doing it before, look into it. Give us a hot honey almond butter biscuit. That is good. We're doing that again. That's a winner right there, y'all. Folks, that is a wrap for something that is one of my now favorite flavor groupings that I've put together on this channel. Adding those extra little bits of heat in there just really made this meal just go over the top. Now, I know that there's a lot of people in my audience that can't tolerate any spice, so I hope that you enjoyed living vicariously through me as I was eating these spicy treats. In a couple of hours, we're gonna know if this was a good idea or not. I would say I should drink a little more of this and maybe that'll help with that, but then I realized I added hot honey into that, so who knows? But that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This one was fun to make and definitely fun to eat. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. And until the next one, prepare for the world that you live in, not the one you wish existed. We'll see you around.